We are here for another episode of the Enhanced Reality. We've got Tolga, of course, and then we have our first return guest.
Oh, you're the
Sergio.
first?
I think you are, yeah. You're the first return guest.
Return.
That's how much people are talking shit in the comments.
Jr.
That comment section is actually chock full of shit.
Dude, it's crazy, yeah. But
What's
yeah.
Tolga's last name?
Tasmanian or something? Tasmanian.
By the third time I'm on the show, you'll get it.
No, try 7th, 8th, 9th.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, who was it? Was it you or someone who was like, yeah, I'm going over to my friends Tolga and Rania, and they're like, are they from like 1300 BC? Like, what
Aaron,
the fuck? Who's Tolga and Rania?
Yeah. Jared's brother's like, wait, what? Aaron's like, oh yeah, we're going to Tolga and Rania's house. He's like, whose fucking 200 BC house are you going to? It sounds like a 200 BC and they're fucking like swords and shit.
Do they live in a castle? Like, it's so funny.
I wish, man.
Yeah.
Vegas has a medieval times.
It what?
Vegas has a medieval times. You guys never been to medieval times?
No. What?
I've heard it.
Yeah,
they've got like the horses
you know what it
and
is,
stuff.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you sit and
like
you watch them
like
fight.
the Renaissance fair?
Yeah, but it's like they fight and you pick like you have like a fighter or a horse jouster, I guess.
Jousting.
Yeah. And then they've got like the is it jousting where their horses go like that and they've got like the
I'm sure as soon as we say it is jousting, they're
People
gonna
are
be
like,
like,
that's what it
you
is.
fucking bodybuilder idiots, not jousting.
Jousting.
maybe.
Yeah,
know,
horse jousting.
I think jousting looks pretty dangerous. I feel like you could easily get killed.
But dude, these guys are going full at it. Like I watched a clip the other day. I think Trevor sent me a video, and they get like full knight like armor on, and they're going at each other with real swords and shit. And I'm like,
That's pretty cool.
Fuck.
Legion's got it for one of their events. Have you ever watched it? Have you ever been in Legion?
No.
You haven't been in the Legion show in Reno? They have one of the like side events is medieval fighting.
Really?
They all have all the armor on, but man, they're going ham.
That's in Reno at the Legion show?
Yeah, they have like sumo wrestling, medieval time fighting.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
It's
Sumo
definitely one of the
wrestling?
coolest shows to go to, even if you don't know anything about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But I sat down and I watched it because I was like, there's no way these guys are going to go 100%. And yeah, they're going 110%.
Wow,
They're
that's
for sure
crazy.
injured. Every time they have to sit down, bandage something up.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. And then I went like,
Interesting.
I'm crying because I don't have carbs.
Yeah, I know. You're like, dude, they're
They have the
posing.
mace and shit.
Literally a real sword hitting them. That's
Actually,
funny.
you know what they do have? They have the Red Corner MMA, which is they get them in full suit and chuck them in the octagon.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they bare knuckle fight with swords and shit. And if they like the sword gets thrown out of their hand, they have to go full fists.
That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, that's what the Legion looks like. I didn't know
Yeah.
that it was actual.
It's an actual sport.
The
What the
name for
fuck?
Wow.
Because it just jogged my memory. It was like, wait
Imagine
a
telling your
minute.
parents, like, one day I'm going to be a pro medieval fighter.
They're like, what?
Dad, get the axe. Get the axe.
Yeah. I mean, bodybuilding is a weird one to tell your parents that you were into, and you're like, yeah, I want to look like that. And they're like, what the fuck? But like, there are definitely some weirder professions out there to tell your parents where they're like, is that really what you want to do?
Especially
Like,
today. Yeah. Shit, doing it OnlyFans alone is tricky. Who was
yeah, that's
They have sports. I think it's called the jerk sports. Have you seen that?
jerk.
My mind is very.
Okay, so they got
I
like.
already went on a way down. Rabbit hole.
I'm not joking. I saw this. I think it was Corey maybe that sent it to me. It was a meme, but then I looked into it. I'm like, oh my God, it's an actual fucking sport. They get guys to jizz in cups and they put it in a spectroanalysis. Whoever's sperm makes it from one end to the other, it's sperm race, wins.
Wow.
So your swimmers are basically, people bet on them.
I thought my mind was bad, but it was even worse than
Oh,
my
God.
mind. Even worse than what my mind came up
I was
with.
like,
Probably,
what the
see,
fuck?
that's the mix of like a medieval game, probably back that people used to do when there was nothing to do and lived in mud huts.
Bro, this is like.
Mixed with technology
Yeah.
to now have a microscope enough to be able to see the sperm race each other.
I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
How do you train for that? What does your pineapple make your
Yeah,
sperm
what
faster?
Pineapple,
HCG,
bromelain, soylethicin,
HCG,
cinnamase.
FSH, carnitine.
So you've been doing it.
Yeah, I have the whole drug protocol. Do they have a drug tested one? Yeah, a natural one.
If you're natty, you have to make sure you tell everybody you're natty, though.
Even if you're juiced.
That's funny.
You were saying you're telling your parents you're going to get into bodybuilding. Who was the person that got you into bodybuilding, though?
My dad,
No, but like, saw someone and you're like,
Jay. I think the first magazines I saw. This was like 2008. I remember because my dad owned a Gold's Gym.
I didn't know that.
Do you know the EOS in San Diego?
Yeah, of course.
That he built that. It was a movie theater. So he got there. We were living in Wisconsin. He was trying to build a gym in Wisconsin in a tiny little town of 4,000 people. It just wasn't going to work. He got an opportunity to make a gym out here, and they went to work at it. And then he literally lived outside, like he lived outside in a trailer. Like he would work like 16 hours a day. But it was a movie theater. They refurbished it, and then they turned it into that. Like they have the inside area, the outside area. Mm-hmm. That was the Golds before it was EOS. EOS bought them out.
Wait, is that the one with the car park at the front in San Diego?
Yeah,
then there's an In-N-Out in the corner now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the one.
I used to go there all the time.
Mm-hmm. Literally, I spent my whole life there.
Yeah.
Like because my parents would just take me to work and have me just sit in the childcare.
It's good EOS.
Yeah, it literally hasn't changed. Like they haven't added anything.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. So I would just hang out in his office, and I'm 14 at the time, and he would get all the muscle magazines. So I just read them because I'd look at all like the workouts and stuff. And I was just getting into working out just because of football. At the time, I think I was like a freshman in high school. And I remember seeing like the big guys in there, and I'd see the Muscle Tech ads, the whole Muscle Tech ads. Of course. Dexter Jackson and Johnny Jackson. Branch
Jay.
and Jay. And then, all those guys like that early 2000s era.
It was like everybody but Ronnie because he was with BSN, yeah.
Yep. And I remember seeing Jay because I was like, wow, like how did a white guy get that big? Like what the fuck? Like just being that just gigantic. Like he looked so tall to me too compared to the other guys and just big. And I was like, me looking at him, I was like, I feel like my structure kind of looks like that. Like I'm not like super tiny waist. Like I was like, I feel like I could like look like that. And I was like, cool. Like, and then I remember asking my dad, like, what do I need to do to look like this? Like, I know it's going to take a long time. Like, I was like, this guy's like 30 something, but like, what do I need to do if I were to like do this?
What was his response?
Yeah. And he's like, you're going to have to take steroids. He's like, and I was like, okay. And he's like, but I mean, it's a lot of training and diet. And I was like, well, can you write me a training and diet plan for that? And he wrote me up a plan.
Yeah.
And my first like training plan was like he was like, well, they do like a lot, like they probably sit in the gym for 2-3 hours. So that's what I used to do. So I built a lot of my like beginning physique off of like super, super high volume, like 40 sets in a muscle group. Kind of like how you train.
What we're doing now,
But yeah, that's how I got into it. Like,
so what would you do different now? Now that you know what you need to do, what would you do different then?
I think I would have taken it more serious as a natural because when I say serious, like I don't really like I didn't really know enough back then, but like I would have counted calories. I would have counted protein. Like back then I like just kind of ate whatever.
Like
yeah, I would just do whatever. Like I would measure out everything and I would be more strategic with what I was doing. I wouldn't change my training at all. I think the training worked perfect.
I'm noticing that there's an easier way for most athletes to get past the whole calories and the macros and shit. Like, you know how people get so fixated on calories and macros? You've seen your plans. There's not a single calorie or macro. You can't fucking figure out what's what because you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to eat what it says. If you take away the macros and the calories from the athlete and you go, this is what you're eating, okay, they're going to do it. They have no other choice because they can't sit there and work it out.
I think what matters just generally speaking is standardizing all your food. Yeah. Just like you standardize your form, like in a workout, like your bench press is standardized with a certain, tempo. You touch your chest, you do lock out or you don't lock out, whatever. Everybody's different. The range of motion is different, but like they have a standardized way of doing it. You need to standardize what you do. So if you think if you weigh your rice dry and you've always done that, weigh it dry. If you weigh it cooked, weigh it cooked. If you go by calories and macros, go by that. I think everyone's brain works a little bit differently. And a lot of the old school guys don't really think in calories and macros because you just think like, well, I grew eating this much rice in a meal, this much protein in a meal. You're kind of doing the same thing. Like you just
it's just numbers.
You're just measuring it in a different way, but you have it standardized. So I think the problem is like I'm now that I'm so analytical, I'm so calorie and macro. Like you can't if you just give me food and don't give me the calories and macros, I'll do the calculation myself because I have to know. Otherwise, it fucks me up.
Because in case you need to swap something in emergency.
But if you take a guy that's used to tell him eat this much rice, this much chicken, whatever, and you just give him calories and macros, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like I can't This isn't a diet to me. But if you give that to me, I'm like, cool, that looks good. Because I'm the type of guy where I'm like, I don't like eating 6-7 times a day. I think it's a pain in the ass. I like eating bigger meals, kind of like how you set it up. Like it's like 4 actual meals.
If you heard how we had to set up his diet, you'd be like, God damn.
So you do like 4 and then what, like a shake?
3 shakes. So it's kind of like 7 meals, but not really. Like I couldn't sit there and eat 7 solid meals. I would just forget. Like there's just too many things.
He's also busy working, and he's also fucking nonstop on the phone.
Yeah.
So stop what he's doing, and if he's got meetings in between, it just fucks him.
Which also kills your appetite.
Yeah, and I've gotten to the point too where like I like eating a lot at once. Like I like feeling full and getting that big meal in. So it's just easy for me. Like I can eat 150 grams of carbs.
Well, that's why I
like,
sent you that first iteration of the diet. I'm like, okay, let's see how his body's going to go with that. Then you reported back where there is no way I can eat this many times in a day right now. In prep, it's different. Look, as the food volume is smaller, you need to space
the food volume's less. Yeah, exactly.
In this case, he's eating 900 grams of carbs. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it in.
Is your last meal have carbs?
A lot of carbs, like 100 well, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Rest days are less.
On the days he needs to bring up
days.
his like chest, arms, or not arms, but shoulders and back, it's carbs in every single meal. And then on his normal training days, there's pull back on the carbs in the last meal to more like of a slower digesting carb and more fats. And then on his rest day, it's like there's really no carbs within there.
Man, what I noticed too when I'm prepping and I try and do like a high carb day on my whatever leg day, whatever day you need it on.
Yeah.
I'm actually crashing so hard that I actually have a worse workout. So I learned that I actually need to do mine the day before, and then I can pull it from there. Because even when I was with Aceto, I figured that out. That I'd be like, I'm super excited for cheat day. You know, I'd save it for leg day or whatever it was. But 1, after I ate, I'm just so lethargic out of it. But 2, a lot of times I realized I would have the meal before, and then something happened. I couldn't get to the gym or whatever, and then I just trained the next day. I had a way better workout. So it took me like 10 years to figure out. I'm one of the guys that have to like preload the day before.
And it kind of makes sense because think like, I mean, with any food in general, it's going to take about 36 hours for your body to completely digest the food and store it where it needs to go if you're in a surplus. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Everyone's digestive system is different too.
Yeah. But I do think, you've got a rest day. That's where you can actually sit down, relax, and eat. And you're in a very good, calmed, relaxed position to be able to eat the food and digest it and go for a walk because you haven't got shit to do on a rest day. Like, what do we got to do on a rest day? Just work.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I end up doing too sometimes on my rest day, which I try to cut back on, because it's like there's nothing to do, right? You can't go to the gym, you're not allowed to go fight your demons. I smoke too much. I'll be at home where if I have I have to go to the gym or client or whatever it is, I don't even have that time to sit at home. But if I have all day, I'll binge shows and movies and then I'll smoke, but I'll realize the next day I'm super sluggish.
Yeah. You almost have to keep yourself like sharp.
Yeah.
Because like that laziness compounds very quickly.
Very.
Especially because we're so big, like our body's very it wants us to slow down. Like we're like, stop doing what you're doing. Like we're going up against every biological part of our body and nature saying like, stop trying to build ridiculous amounts of muscle. Stop straining us. Like our bodies want to sit and do nothing and just survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But honestly, it is true. Like mentally, if I have a day where I just crash out and play video games all day, if I don't do something productive, the next day I'm like, whoa.
It takes me a second to get going. Yeah, for sure.
It's almost like you have to temper it a little bit so you're not so
That's why I like doing fasted cardio on the rest day.
Yeah, it feels like you did something.
You get the hardest part out of the way. You know, Dom doesn't like you doing fasted cardio.
He didn't tell me that. I didn't know that.
He hates people doing fasted cardio because it interrupts, basically, I would say, your hunger pattern. Because you do fasted cardio, you switch off the hunger pattern because the body goes into fight or flight. And you're like, okay, I'm burning fat, but in a prep, that's useful. But in off-season, you want to wake up, eat within the 60 minutes of when you're waking up because you need nutrients to come back in as quickly as possible. For me, on a rest day, I'm like, fuck, man, my food's not that high. It's high, but it's not that high, so I'm just going to do fasted cardio. He was right. The whole day, I'm like, I don't need to eat. Called him, and he goes, yeah, I told you not to do that. Now you're going to be fucked for tomorrow because now your body's going to be ready to do that again, and your body's very productive when it's fasted.
I think it depends on how much you weigh, too.
Yeah.
Because, if you are over 300,
it's a different ball
fasted cardio is not really going to... take my nutrients out of it. No, there's no way.
You store so much. How many calories? Well, you don't know how many calories.
Well, it's funny.
How do you like to diet?
Well, I wasn't going to tell you exactly what it is because I know exactly now.
Well, I was going to tell you that when you were just talking a second ago, what I first did before I had no coach, when we didn't know what we were doing, just throwing darts, I just knew that I was 6 foot tall, 150 pounds, and I had a long way to go before. Literally, I know it was 100 pounds, literally.
That's crazy.
But what I first did, and this also makes me realize, I'm always like, my genetics aren't that good, you know? Like, people think I have this advantage because of my dad. But then I'll come across something that I was doing that was so stupid that I should have either been completely fucked up or died. And then I'm like, no, actually, my genetics are pretty good. I just looked up what are the worst places to eat, calories-wise, in the U.S., and I would go eat there. I literally would look up what are the, because they have those so you don't go there.
That's so funny.
So for everyone at home, if you're wondering, P.F. Chang's has the most calories of any restaurant. And
I thought it'd be Cheesecake Factory.
I'm sure there's dishes at Cheesecake, but as a
in
whole,
general?
PF Chang's as a whole. But at fast food, the Double Whopper has the most calories. And then if you just want one sit down, one order of something, the cheese fries from Outback is 3,000 calories.
Holy shit!
How big is it?
I mean, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
But just
for the amount of calories, though, it's probably pretty dense.
Exactly, right.
Do you feel like when you're in off season, you hit a wall and it's like, I just can't get in the amount of food that I'm usually meant to get in?
Oh,
or can you just keep eating?
It's been my whole life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I struggle. I used to take ghrelin, I think is what it is. It's like an appetite.
Ghrelin.
It was
ghrelin?
GHRP.
Yeah, no, this was before there was any kind of like peptides.
Ghrelin?
Yeah, it was in I worked at Vitamin Shop. It was in this supplement. Engorge is what it was called. There was these pills. You had to take 10 of them, or humongous. But it did increase your appetite. So I've been taking that since I worked at Vitamin Shop because I have no appetite. I used to try and when I first got into being serious bodybuilder, I couldn't wake up and eat breakfast.
Yeah. That's me.
I couldn't.
It took me a long time to develop like an appetite.
I'd eat all day, or I'd eat that meal for so long.
And then it would just sit forever, and you couldn't eat for like 6-7 hours.
And everyone does the blended, you just blend up your food. After a while, if you're a really hardcore bodybuilder, you're just like, fuck it, I got to get it down. And you blend it, but then that starts to just start to give you anxiety that you have that next meal. Because all I'm doing is I have the meal blended up, and I have to drink it, and then almost down it with water, drink it like a vitamin, where you're just completely distending your stomach. You're completely messing up your appetite. But yeah, I used to have to take that because I was so messed up. But I would put protein in my pre-workout. Oh, fuck.
Just to get it in.
Because that's all in
you just do what you could. Because you were a naturally skinny kid.
I was super skinny. I was like anorexic skinny for sure. But I was only because I was in so many sports. It's funny, my whole life I was in sports where you lose weight. I was either in wrestling where I'm spinning in a cup to make weight, on the swim team, water polo. Water polo is the hardest sport.
Play water polo.
Water polo is the hardest sport in the world.
I've watched these guys play, and I'm like, how the fuck do you keep doing that?
And if you put the ball, if you have the ball, and I make you push the ball under, I get the ball. So really, as long as I pull you under and the ball goes under too, it's legal. So you really have people trying to drown you. You have to hold somebody back with one hand. You have the ball in the other, and you just kick your feet with no hands. It's insane. It's so hard.
Knowing how to swim like that's insane. Like you literally just treading water just with your legs. It's crazy.
But you would have to try and lose weight so you're faster. I was on the swim team too, so things like that. So then I went from the extreme to then trying to gain so much. So because I was super skinny, but it was mostly just because I was trying to do track and field and swimming and wrestling, that I think my body couldn't kick it to where 10,000 calories in a day. Go fuck yourself, because that's what I tried to do in the beginning. Was 10 a day.
I know. I would try. I think that was the problem too, is because we'd hear something that a pro would do, and in our naive minds we're like, well, if that's what he does, I need to do what he does.
You know who the worst
we don't learn
was?
Their steps to this.
When I started bodybuilding, I was looking at Sonny Schmidt, some of the older guys, and then as the years went on, I discovered Juan Morel.
Dude, oh my God.
And then
He's the worst.
Hey, let's have a look. This guy is eating pints of ice cream and cookies and boxes and boxes of cereal.
With a tiny waist.
Yeah, with a tiny waist.
His waist is super small.
I'm like, how is he eating 10,000 calories on his high day? But that's what he needed. I was like, well, goddamn. So I'm like, I'm going to do that. fucking almost got the 300 pounds fat. I'm like, fuck.
Easily, right. It's crazy because the only person I would say that eats more than him is Kai. I don't know if you guys ever seen him eat.
Dude, oh my God. I've heard stories.
You remember those videos too where he had the whole
eats
table?
super clean though, right?
Now, but when he was...
not back
when he first started. Yeah, that was his whole thing, is the whole table was all his meals. But I'll tell you, the only person I've seen that's on a Kai level, no exaggeration, is Regan. Man, I went to go eat with Regan a couple times, and when we lived in Cali, after we'd go to Gold's Gym, I was like beyond.
He's still like that.
Really? Is he? He must have to hold back.
He does hold back.
That's crazy.
But like off season, he sent me some photos of food, and I'm like, fuck, man.
He could do competitive eating if he wanted.
He could
to.
eat.
It's very impressive.
Like he can put down so much sushi, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
We went for sushi last night, and I was telling Rania this. I'm like, I don't think I can do more than 4 orders of rolls. Like, I'm done, like, after 4.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what did Regan eat last time? I'm like, let me have a look. I'm like, holy shit, 10.
That's crazy. That's so much food.
And then again with a small waist.
Like the big roll. I know, and having a small waist,
full
too.
rolls.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Because, like, Kai's waist started to blow out, but you could tell, like, when Oscar started to, like, reel him back and his waist started to get smaller, it's because he was just eating bad. Because he would just force calories. But I was in a group, and Tony Freeman commented on Kai because he said he went to go eat with him, and he said he spent like $80 at Denny's back then, like 2000. Damn,
how is that possible at Denny's? Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he's like, like when he was first coming up, he's like, I just went to Denny's with him, and he literally spent $80 at Denny's. I'm like, $80 at Denny's? Like back then, it was like $10, $15 for a whole meal. I'm like, oh my God, how much did he eat?
That table must be full. You know, I want to ask this, what your thoughts are on this. You know, remember when Kai brought out that little documentary of him living in some bullshit apartment, he's cooking, sweating in the kitchen.
Wasn't it?
Was that legit?
It was, whatchamacallit, pumping, not pumping iron.
It was a pumping iron.
So he owns that apartment, and he did do his life in there, but when they filmed it, he wasn't living there anymore.
Oh, so he was just reenacting what...
So he still did it. He still lived that life going on the train and stuff like that. Like, I don't think anyone should take that away from him. No. But I think it was the same thing.
He did it so he could show, like, what he did, like, getting there. Okay,
that makes sense.
There's no way he's making so much money.
Yeah, back then,
I'm looking at
he was just starting to make it at that point.
But no one commented about that. Like, no, you seriously don't live in that right now. Like, as they were shooting that.
It's
like,
better to believe that he's not, though. Yeah. Taking the train, and because whatever you're complaining about, after you watch that, you're like, I'm all right. That little kitchen he's cooking in. Yeah.
But I think I remember him saying during preps he would move back in there to like simulate
I did hear that. You're right.
To like, because he said like that's what kind of got him like focused and motivated. Obviously his food and everything was better, but like he said that's like what like got him there, so he didn't want to change that. So I think that's why he bought it, because he wanted to have that. Because it was probably a lot of memories too. Like he's a very interesting person. I've talked to him a few times, just after guest posing and stuff. Super nice guy. Very into art. Very into like things outside of bodybuilding.
He's a very eccentric human.
Yeah,
and very creative mind.
Very hard to understand because he'll go off on tangents. Like even when you're talking to him, and he'll be like,
"So what do you think about the show?" Well, the stars and the moon align.
Yeah, and you're like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
I forgot what I asked.
But I will say, like. In
person,
how
I was answering you for a second there.
Like, because of your stature, you're probably one of the biggest people like I've ever seen in person. Because every time I see you, I'm like, what? Like it still blows my mind to this day. Yeah, you.
Oh shit!
Like you walk in, I'm like, whoa! Like it takes me a second to register it's you because I know you, but like. You're so big, like it still blows my mind because I'm just not used to seeing something like that.
Well, we just have to look over here on the screens, Jason. Look at this.
I don't think I'm that big. I just think, one, we're not surrounded by a lot of open guys, so you tend to forget. But also, I swear to God, I feel like Instagram has a filter on me where I'm like 30 pounds less every time, no matter what.
I think it's every big dude because you don't see like the little details, like your forearms, like how big your brachialis is. Like you don't see those little details that you see in person with your own eyes, the veins, all that stuff. But where I was going with this was I saw Kai. I did a show in 2013. I was a teenager, so I won this teen overall at the Fresno Classic, and he was guest posing there. Dude, when he took off his clothes, I've never seen anything like it. Like that's what I was saying. Like you're big, and I remember seeing him. Like he must have been 300 off season at that point. It was March or April, so it was right after the Olympia, and I could not believe it. I mean, his legs just rubbed together from like knees all the way up. Right. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, just muscle hanging off everywhere, just retarded.
I want to see Rubiel in person.
Oh, he's
you
probably...
didn't see when he was just here?
Yeah.
He's training over at Colt. I think he just became a Colt athlete, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I think he's going to move here, but he's another one. The only times, I mean, obviously I grew up in this sport, so it's different for me when I see people because I've just been seeing
They're
Big my
your
whole
fucking
life.
size, so they're normal.
And Big used to whoop my ass when I would get in trouble at school. So like I grew up with what a big arm was, but exactly, it sounds so gay, but Kai's lower body. And one time I was at an athlete meeting getting ready for the show, and Rami stood up in front of me. I never stared at another man's ass so long in my life, but only because my brain's trying to comprehend, like, that's a body part. And it was just like two hippos fighting in a sack. And then the other person is Rolly's arms.
Oh, man.
Because
you don't realize how short he is.
Yeah,
he's like 5'6", dude.
He's
but his arm is like his whole side.
And this was like
it's huge.
I went to Body Power in the UK, and that's the first time I saw him. So it was like prime. And you know how people are, I hate it when they want to like, it's almost like we have boobs, they want to like come touch you.
And you're like,
especially
weird.
the
Don't
more
touch
foreign
me.
they are. The Chinese and the Indian, they're the most grabby. They're so weird.
I see that with a lot of bodybuilders with like when they go to India, like everyone's like,
Yeah.
I'm
They're
like, why are you touching me,
salivating from the
weirdo?
mouth. They're like, can I touch it? So I hate that.
Thailand's like that.
Really?
Well, I bet
Because they can't
running-
believe it. They've never seen anything
Me
like
and
that.
bet
Rania are
Thailand's like a lot
walking
of
down.
things.
Yeah, but like they've never seen a woman like Rania, like jacked. And we're walking down the street, like, oh my God. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay. And everyone's like, whoa, 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 look
Which
at that.
is funny because you think in that culture, I feel like in a lot of Asian cultures, like you don't really touch each other.
No.
So it's like
They don't touch you. They don't touch you.
Oh,
in Thailand.
okay.
They're like, oh my God, never seen that before.
Yeah.
If he walked down Thailand, people would just be
oh,
like,
they'd be like, what the fuck?
they
Yeah.
traffic would stop.
Same thing, Aaron. If you put him in China, my God, they'd be like, what
Yeah, I
the
was just
hell?
there. I just got back. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's
China,
right.
yeah.
Because you just look so like everything about
I had
you
to be the
is so
biggest person in the
fucking-
country.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that was probably big was a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
Probably, for sure. The way cars were stopping, too. But that's the only time I ever almost came close to just grabbing another man's body part was Rolly's arms. Because it's not that I want to touch it. It's like, cannot believe it's real.
Yeah.
It has to be fake because there's no way my hands would touch.
No.
It's
Like,
like,
You wouldn't be able to get your hands around
there's
it.
no way.
Because I saw Rolly in Australia when he did the guest posing, he was like above 300 and something pounds for off season.
For that height, too,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And I was looking at him, and he took his socks off, he took his pants off, he had his little short shorts, like the biker shorts on, and the water retention around his ankles from the socks was unbelievable. It's like a normal foot, and then just whoop,
That's
calf.
crazy.
And I'm like looking at this guy, and we're like literally one row from where he is because a friend hooked us up with some good seats to watch him. And I'm looking at him going, how is that real? Is that just a like animatronic robot just moving?
Right.
Because I look at you, I'm like, okay, I've seen everyone up close. You're big. You're huge.
But it doesn't look like implants.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's real. Like, look at it. It's real. You look at Rolly, you touch it, and you're like,
Still don't believe it.
I don't know. There's something fishy going on.
That's
here.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Imagine how Dennis James was when he lived in Thailand.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine back
Oh,
then.
that's right.
I used to watch his DVD when he was in Thailand.
His DVD.
That's all we
Man, I
had.
got some old school
I actually would
cassettes.
just
Oh, I had DVDs.
cassettes.
Yeah, cassettes, VHS.
Damn.
I had VHS, DVD. Yeah, when I was younger, I had VHS. I
in my
might still have a
storage.
couple of them.
I didn't know that they
somewhere.
came on. I mean, I guess they had it to it. That's all there was.
Yeah.
I actually just started burning them all on Napster when that first came out.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
Napster.
guys know what Napster is. These followers probably have no
Yeah.
idea. But yeah, I would go on like LimeWire or Napster and I would download the DVDs or
And then
whatever
you get
that
20
was.
viruses.
Yeah, oh, at least.
And you play it, and it's like the blue screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, we need to watch it. Format your whole
I swear,
computer,
I'm
do the
not
whole
downloading
thing
porn,
again.
Mom. I need bodybuilding videos.
I told Jay one time, I was like, I never paid for any of your TVs. I just stole it.
so funny.
You remember the one where he's doing his house and then he shows the TVs and there's porn on the TV? Do you remember that? There's a real famous one because there's one where it's crazy how now it's a big deal or now it's not a big deal, but back then it was like crazy. He opened up his fridge and you could see his
There's growth.
jade.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God.
And you could tell it's Serostim because it's got the blue rim
exactly.
on it.
So it's so funny. Now people are just have a YouTube
Well,
tutorial
whatever.
on it.
Yeah.
But the other one was that he had that cabinets and he would open it up and when he turned the TV on, he'd left it on porn. It's so funny.
Wait, is that when he was Mr. Olympia or is that when he did the comeback and he was like 2013 or something?
It had to have been early in his career.
Yeah.
Because it was something they joked about for a while.
I love the one where he does his comeback because it's that's when he starts to like break out of his shell and like have a personality, and he's like being funny and all that. Like I remember
because he lost, right?
Yeah, he lost.
2008 to Dexter, he lost.
No, this was when he did the comeback. So he won he won 09, 10, and then he lost to Phil, and then he came back in 2013. Or no, to Phil, 2011. He lost to Dexter before.
Oh, you're talking about we came back, he didn't win.
Yes,
he just came.
He came back and he placed like 6th or something.
Yeah,
it was
I remember,
like 2013.
right.
Yeah, he was super downsized.
Yeah.
But that was a really cool like series going into it. Because it was the first time you got to see him, and he was like,
having fun.
I don't know why I'm doing this shit. Like, he's just super funny. But like all the old ones, like he was just so like monotone and focused, which was really cool. Like it kind of like you're like, damn, like this is bodybuilding,
Do you think that people that are like that in their early years, just so laser focused, as soon as they just lose that spark to be able to turn that back on?
I think we all do, right? Yeah. I won my pro card and then went to New York and then won my pro debut at New York. It's a hard show to win.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got, which was second, which isn't a bad thing, but I was devastated. And it was only just because it's the first time I lost. And if you look at Derek and if you look at Nick, that's literally what they're going through. And if you look at Nick on the Olympia stage, everyone's trying to dog him and make fun of him. You're actually watching someone lose for the first time ever. And when Derek lost the Olympia, I heard that it took
a toll on him.
He won everything. He literally won every show he ever did up until
because
like
even taking
Olympia.
second place those couple times that he was doing 212, that's still a win. It's still your first time on the Olympia stage. You get second. That's not a loss. So I don't think he actually took an actual devastating loss until a year or two ago.
Yeah,
but
he didn't go
programmed
backwards.
him better.
But didn't it do it for everybody though? After everyone lost, if you look at after my dad lost to Arnold, it was, you can tell my dad was just the shit, and there was no one around. My dad, I was just talking with Danny Hester yesterday. My dad won a Mr. Olympia uncontested. He was so scary. I want to say 68 that no one showed up. Wow. And they just gave it to him. And so that's how easy he was having it. I mean, he was good, but there was nothing challenging him. Yeah. And then I think that's why when he lost in 70. I only know my dad the end of his life, so I couldn't imagine how he was when he was young and his prime. But he must have just wanted to die, to lose. But then if you look, that's when he got with Arthur Jones that we were talking about, started changing his training. He didn't do his own thing anymore. He started listening to other people. And the 72 is the best of my dad ever. Jay, we only have that Jay with the quad stomp because Dexter beat him.
I think there are two types of people. I think there are the people that let that get to them and then they just fade away and then they never really come back better. Or it gets to them so badly, they're like, I will never lose ever again. Right. And then they come back and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? I mean, Jay did it. Ronnie did it. I mean, Ronnie was terrible
but he just
when he
lost
first started.
for so many
years.
For
so long, and he's just like, I'm going to win at some point. I mean, a lot of people.
But that's why these guys that are the best in their countries, they don't do that well. Because nobody's beating them.
Mm-hmm. They've never had to lose. They've never had to feel that sting of loss.
You're the best in your whole country. Yeah. Imagine walking around, you're the best bodybuilder in the United States. Yeah. Like, that would be insane. So, like, the Lionel Bayekis and stuff like that, they're never going to have that, like, man, I feel like shit. I need to get on it. So you kind of just keep coasting, and then you fly in a plane to a place where a bunch of people are not coasting, and then you get slapped in the face. So there's a lot of those. Crizzo's just now starting to really get on it. But when Crizzo first switched over from the other federation, he was like that too.
He thought he was going to be walking in and cleaning up, and then he realized, oh, no, I got to fix some shit.
Yeah.
But now he's really making good strides.
No, he's really great. Right, exactly.
That's another guy's arms you look at, you're like, what the fuck?
I think he's got the best arms in bodybuilding right now.
Talking about competing, did you choose?
The what?
Did you choose a show?
No, they sent out the list. And did you see there's like an Emerald Cup right before? But I'm not sure if it's Masters or if they have Open. Because I looked up the list for Open and it popped up on there. But then I saw something else and they said it was Masters.
Is the Emerald Cup in, like, the actual Emerald Cup?
It is, but it's in Washington.
Washington, that's where it is.
Yeah, which would be really cool because that's my first guest posing. So that would be really cool for them to have Open for the first time. And then I win that show. So that would be the show I would like to do.
Let's have a look.
But Dom wants it to be New York.
Ooh, that'd be a good show. If you won New York, that would be... They'd be like, Sergio's fucking coming.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you it says it's meant to be on there.
The Emerald Cup, right?
It's meant to be on there.
Because then that's perfect.
If you do New York,
it includes
I'll go
open bodybuilding.
Because Renee fucking loves that. I'll literally,
Really?
I'll go with you.
Yeah,
I heard it's in a new venue too. Like when I did it, it was pretty kind of like.
The venue last year was so tiny. I was like, is this a pro show? Like, what?
Yeah.
I know Don wants you to do
It was
New York.
like,
I know. Of course, he wants everybody to do New York. He's the New York guy.
Yeah.
But I want to do it for sure.
We were talking like if you do New York, I might get Rania to do New York, but then they pulled the women's bodybuilding from New York, and I'm like, fuck. Because you, me, Dom, and Rania would just go. Just us four. Just do it, come back.
I hate that they pulled the open from the Chicago. That's what I really want to do. Is I want to go back to my hometown and win. 'Cause I got second there.
that's a weird one.
But yeah, it's all those shows like the Cal, Chicago. The lighting is just like, ugh,
Yeah.
it's atrocious.
New York, they always have good lighting. They usually do a good job.
The other shows need to learn from the Steve Carr. Do it right.
Which is crazy because usually the muscle contest shows, they do a pretty good job on the amateurs. So I'm like, how do you fuck up the Cal?
Dude,
Yeah,
I just watched the Excalibur. One of my clients did Excalibur, and I'm looking at the show for the muscle contest show. I'm like, bro, I can't see a single line on him. The background is so over like powering. Every single person on that stage was blacked out from it.
I don't know why the judges aren't bothered by it.
Oh, they should be.
We're just trying to look at maybe one or two guys. Imagine having to analyze all fucking 6 or 7 on stage at the same time.
They really need to like standardize the lighting somehow because I know what they're doing. I know the problem because Muscle Contest has 2 shows every month and they're desperate for venues. I mean, when you have that many shows, like you're desperate for a venue, 1, because you can't find one, and then 2, one that's affordable because you need to make money. And like if you're having 2 shows a month, it's also watering down. Like people aren't doing shows.
Exactly.
There's not that many people there, so they have to find a cheap venue. So like the mix of like trying to make money, find a venue, and have good lighting is fucking hell, I'm sure.
You know what I want to see the Olympia next year in? An actual amphitheater.
Yeah, that's how it used to be.
Old school theater. They walk in from the side. They've got curtains that close like just leave a blank. None of your bodybuilding fans give a shit about how many fucking logos you can put up on the back screen and how
all they have
fire
to do is
and
put
bullshit.
it up around them. The stage is huge. Put it on the
Or
side.
when there's no one on there, on stage, turn it on.
Yes, that's
and then
exactly.
when they come on, turn it off.
I know that they already spoke about how they want their logos behind people posing, so that's part of it. But figuring out where to put it where it's not maybe like directly under or behind, because remember the old NPC days, it used to just be on the tarp at the bottom. They would just have them there, not because there was no screens. But I get it, because if you try and promote a show, then you start to realize, look, as soon as you try and do anything, you start to realize, okay, this is where the problems are. Have you ever guys tried to test judge before? To be a judge, you have to test judge. You have to sit on the end of the panel and you do your own. And then you give that to the rest of the judges, and then it has to match. And then you can start to become a judge. That's really the only way. I did that one time and immediately had so much respect for the judges, because you almost have to just like front double, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Yeah. And that's how fast you have to do it. And you realize it's easy to make mistakes doing this.
And the problem is in amateurs too, because you have 5 guys up there that all don't really look that great.
Right.
And you have to judge them.
You have to place
and you're like
6th and 7th.
And then pros are also really, you're right, like all the way down. And then the pros are really hard to judge too, because like it's so close and there's so many different types of physiques. Right. Like guys where you're like how the fuck do you compare like you to Sean? I can't. I'm like, I can't compare them. It doesn't make any sense, because Sean might be a little harder, have certain things, but like Sergio's literally 2 feet wider. Right. So it's like, how do you even judge them? It's very, it's hard. I couldn't imagine. I mean, sometimes I think like it's a little more cut and dry. I mean, like when Phil was winning, like it was like, dude, Phil came out and it was like, pfft. I was like in the nosebleeds, and I could tell.
Imagine being a judge. This is the easiest money you ever made.
I'm like, it's not even close.
But the same thing with promoting shows too. If I'm trying to get you to sponsor my show, and I tell you we're going to have your logo in the back of all the shots, that's a way for me to be able to sell you, for you to be able to be a sponsor. If I tell you that it's going to pop up in between commercial breaks.
Look, Mutant, right? Every show they've sponsored, they don't care where their logo is. Speak about them. Show them, like, Mutant's all about the athlete.
No, I was just talking about them. They're so funny. They were even, someone told them, don't sponsor the Olympia. You don't need to be the main sponsor. You could just pay for a booth and do the expo.
Way better. Yeah, the booths are way
And
better.
they still don't. They want to, they
trying to keep bodybuilding alive.
Money, yeah, they want to put their money into, because that's what you're doing. You're funding the business.
Okay. Let's go into this, right? They've got Andrea Shaw. They've got Rania. They've got one of the Figure Pros. They've got the most women's bodybuilders, like active bodybuilders, women's, in their ranks. They're so passionate. Like Dusty is so passionate about women's bodybuilding. Same with Jim. Same with George. All these guys. They're passionate not just about bodybuilding, but everyone having an equal play. They'll keep doing it for years. Look at the way they treat us, you, everyone else. They don't care. They just want you to do well and do your thing well and represent them the way they're meant to be represented, which is honesty. That's all they care about.
I wonder if because they've been around since the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And before social media, I wonder if you start to appreciate and respect things that are starting to dissipate. And that's more what it is like, because, breaking news, I've signed with Mutant. I guess this is this is a first.
We can't release this until we get the other video
exactly.
out. Which we're still waiting for.
But, I feel like I work really well and I work really hard and I try, but my number on paper, it sucks. And so for them to want me on the team, that is proof that they
just want you to be a bodybuilder, man.
They've realized it's been so oversaturated with even bodybuilders that are fake or full of shit or liars or lazy, that I think it's actually making people who are just regular people stand out when I'm not doing nothing. I'm just being myself.
So what they're looking for in an athlete is someone that just does their job and does it well. They don't want to put the pressure of, hey, you need to post 5 times a week. They don't want to put the pressure on you by saying, hey, you need to make this much and you need to do it this way and you need to do it on our time. No, they want you to go, hey, it's cool. We know you're a professional bodybuilder. Do your job. But now and then, do this. And what does that make you do?
Yeah, it makes me do more. Right.
Makes you want to do it more.
Mm-hmm. Because the other way makes me either put out cringe content where I'm just forcing it.
Yeah, forced content is not the way to do it. It should be very
when it comes to you naturally, it looks better.
Yeah, it should
like
be your
what we
personality.
did. We fucked around, and on the day we're like, all right, let's just fucking roll with it.
I called Dusty. I told him that was actually one of the easiest video shoots we've ever done. It was
That's
fun.
what we're gonna keep doing, just doing silly shit.
But that's the problem is now, right? So we're saying is the lighting's changing, the stage is changing, the sponsor, everything's changing. That there's a few of us that remember how it used to be, or even if you're young, like you don't even have to be older. You could be young, but all the videos you watched were back in the day, or you followed bodybuilding back in the day. Now you stand out more when you're just like you just want lighting to be good. You want people to actually care about. Like a big thing for me is posing. It doesn't have to be dancing. I actually hate dancing. I hate the dancing posing. And it sucks too because as soon as they start gyrating their crotch, the women go nuts. They do cheer. But it's really like for all the bodybuilders out there that you are like a stripper on the side, it's great. But on stage in a bodybuilding show, the only reason they're cheering is because the show's so boring.
It is.
They're just excited for any kind of excitement.
Anything coming up where they're like, wow, this guy's actually like
he's
pumping
doing
the ground.
something, because it's like 16 Hulk Hogan most musculars while you wave your hand telling people to get louder. That shit's boring. That you do cheer for people doing something kind of like.
But I'll tell you what, you go up there with a killer physique and you hit your poses perfectly, and I mean like good posing, like not boring, like you hit it where people are like, whoa, that gets way more applause. It looks clean, it looks professional. I think when people start the dancing shit, it'll garner a certain attention. But like the real people who are there to watch bodybuilding are like, because I'm looking there and I get frustrated because I'm like, I can't see. Right. I can't see your physique. Like you're moving too fast.
Right.
Like the best posers know just the right amount of time to hit a pose and then move, transition, hit. Like they show you so much crazy shit.
Like the move.
And they
transition.
And when you're in a transition, you know how to show like, oh, this is how my chest looks when it's moving. This is how my glute looks when I do this. This is how my back looks when I turn this way and do a 3/4. Like you're doing a pose within a movement.
Right.
And then you hit the pose, you hold it for a couple seconds, and then you move on to the next. Like I don't know, it's so lost. I really like the 80s, 90s style of posing. I know everybody fucking goes to that, but it's like, it was very powerful and they would hit the pose and then they would go on and hit the next one, hit the next one. I think now we're either in that weird dance place or posing so boring and they hit it for so long where you're like, all right, next move. Like
another most muscular. Most muscular.
Yeah, and it's like you don't have any like secondary poses. Like you just know the mandatories. Like it's just boring. I love some of the side stuff, some of the like when you're on your knees.
Yes, exactly.
Like your hands up in the air, like I mean, fuck, you look at guys like Rich Gaspari and shit, like the way they used to hit poses, like it was such a powerful way to hit the pose, and you're like, damn, that looks good.
The smallest guys are probably the most, like, the best posers because how are they grabbing our attention? How is Frank Zane weighing 176? He weighs the same amount I did my first show, and he won a Mr. Olympia. How is Gaspari weighing a little bit in amount? But if we are paying attention, that means that they're almost having to create this kind of art to make themselves be more attractive, really. But that's what I was saying is that I don't even need anyone to be like me. I do a full routine. Like I really practice it.
I
go all
you
out.
Actually give a shit.
But I don't expect or even really want everyone to do that. I just want there to be some kind of effort because when you do your mandatories to music, it's the same thing as prejudging. Yeah. And like exactly, even look, if Nick can get down and do a side lunge down to a knee and do something, everyone can because he's the most unaesthetic bodybuilder and he's still trying. He's still making an effort to do those. And I think that's what we're losing. We're losing, there's no good lighting and it's starting to now come back and people are like, oh my God, Detroit, the Steve Carr, this is crazy. When every fucking show was like that. I went to the Mr. Olympia when I was a little kid and Mandalay Bay, they're like walking down the stairs. Yeah. You know, it's like a Coliseum looking. The problem is, and that's why I was the point of getting into this, is it costs money. Yeah. And now, is the promoter going to legitimately lose thousands so that if the show looks better? They're not.
No.
They're not.
They wouldn't promote it.
And most of the promoters now have never bodybuilded before, or they actually never really even started watching bodybuilding. They somehow got into it, got a show, maybe worked for someone else. They like the business part of it. The show, the performance, it's not about that.
Yeah. Is the owner of Cult Fitness, did he have a show? Or has he?
No, but I know he wants to do one.
I think if he ran a show, it would be.
I mean, if he's got the best posing room, you know.
Yeah. I think if he ran a show, he would know how to do it properly.
You know how expensive that posing room is that he did with the lights?
I've been in there and I was like, holy shit, this looks fucking nuts.
And honestly, for the criteria that uses that posing room, it's wasted.
Yeah,
it's for a bunch of people getting ready for the Wisconsin cheese cheddar classic.
Cheddar cheese classic.
But it's great because it's showing that like
Cheetos Hot Club.
You can have pro level stuff even when you're an amateur, and that's cool that he's giving that. But yeah, imagine now if that posing room was just on stage, just like what you're spending $50 to $100 a ticket to go watch someone. But that's the problem is that if you have X amount of bikini girls, X amount of men's physique people, you already made your money. Like it doesn't matter about putting on the extra performance for the 7 people who came for the open bodybuilders.
You know the Battle of Texas that was just on this Saturday, right? That had, I think, around about 800 competitors.
Holy shit.
The show started
at a regional show? That's crazy.
The show started
That's like a national show.
The show started at 7:45 a.m. Finished at 1 a.m.
They're still going to 1 a.m. I heard that they were trying to get rid of that. You remember all the shows used to be like that back in the day.
Not to cut you off, but when I did the Contra Costa with Boston, and that was the show he was famous for, like he used all those drugs and shit and he won. That show went till about like 1 or 2 in the morning. I was sitting there because the way they used to do the shows back then, for finals, bodybuilders would go up first, do their routine, and then it was like the grand finale. So you'd wait for everyone else to get judged and go on. Dude, we were waiting backstage for like 4 hours because it started. I think it started 6 or 7.
Up. Everyone's like, "Oh, you can't miss your peak if you're in that." Yes, you can.
Fuck yeah, you can. He was freaking out. He didn't know what the fuck to do.
Some coaches out there have made videos like, if you're not in condition, there's no way. Like, if you were in condition 100%, you couldn't miss a peak. Oh, you can, buddy.
It took. I couldn't believe how long it took. And like I said, pre-judge or finals started at like 6 or 7, so it wasn't like it started super late. But he's sitting there and he's like, "What the fuck?" And they rejudged them too. So it was like, holy shit. I mean, now that I think of it, I was like, that was the longest show I've ever been to. And I was done. Like, they put us up, judged us. I had already won. I won before, like, everyone else. And I'm, like, sitting there, like, I don't even have water with me because I thought I would sleep. And I'm like, Boston cut all my water, like, fucking this morning. And I'm like, I have no water. I have no food. Like, I'm just sitting there waiting for him to
wasting away.
Yeah.
How did you do?
At that show, I won the teenage overall. Yeah, I was so happy. I was like, we both won. Yeah. I won the teenage. He won the open.
That's
men's.
cool.
Yeah, and I was back. There was somewhere between 9 to 11. I don't remember the exact number. Teenage competitors in bodybuilding. Because I think, that was before Classic, I believe, 2013. Men's Physique was out, but bikini and figure, all those girls' classes were fucking huge. And I think that women's bodybuilding too.
Figure used to actually be for people who haven't followed sport in a long time. This is when it really used to drag out. There used to be a 2-piece and 1-piece.
Yeah.
The same girl would come out in a 2-piece, and then she would also come out in a 1-piece.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was the genius to scrap that, but thank you.
Yeah, they have to do it forever.
Imagine
I actually do remember that, to be honest. Like, I do remember it back in the day watching it. I'm like, wait, why are they got uniform changes?
And I was always thinking, too, like, what are you judging in a 1-piece?
Yeah.
Covering everything.
Their stomach. Like, covering their stomach.
But as you can see, it was so old school because that's how the bathing suits used to be, that a 2-piece was, like, crazy. Like, but we still have to have it in the regular bathing suit. You know?
Just to make it a little bit more PG.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, shows back then, I mean, you guys all know, like, the shows... Even in like the early, like 2010s, like I did a show in like 2015, and there was like 10 heavyweights that just it was the Excalibur or not Excalibur, Night of Champions.
Night of Champions is nice.
Random ass muscle contest show.
That is Night Champions.
Night
Champions is New York.
That was the name of that show. It was just an amateur like muscle contest show. It wasn't like There's probably like 3 or 4 Night of Champions, but like it's just what they call it for like their random ass shows. Well, there's probably 50 bodybuilders. This was only like 2015. But I don't know what it is. I think Classic took a lot of the bodybuilders.
Yeah.
I think Classic took
100%.
every single one of them.
But unfortunately, a lot of them are now spending, which is great. If they had Classic, we all would have did it, for sure.
I would have done it no problem.
But now what it's happening is I remember
you can still squeeze down.
saying there's a chance.
192. Yeah, I'm 237 right now. I'd have to be 192 on stage.
Yeah, you go from budgie smugglers to like even more G-string.
But that just brings me to exactly what I was about to say, is that really what the class does is it kills those people that are right on the line.
Yeah.
Because we did it too. Like when you were light heavy, the thought of going to heavy is like, oh my God, the heavyweights are so scared. Or even worse, heavy to super.
Yeah.
So you end up usually trying to suck it down a little bit, and probably sometimes too much. Where if you just said, I'm not in this for now, I'm in this for the later, you would have just kept getting punched in the face, but you're still growing. You're not losing muscle right before the show just to put it back on. And I would say probably half of the Classic class now are guys doing that, where they're right on the cusp, so then they lose weight. Where really, if you would have just said, fuck it, either don't do that show and just do open or get ready for it, or, whatever, do the show and then you're getting ready for the next one, you would have grown so much in just 2 years, where then 2 years can hold somebody back much.
It's huge.
Let alone you have to now learn the new posing. Like there's a lot to change. It's not just like putting that weight on.
And the momentum too. I think if you do a show and then you do another show 2 years later and you look at the pictures, you're like, fuck, I haven't even changed. Like, what have I been doing? You just get like demotivated. You're like, should I even keep doing this? Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing that most people don't really discuss. That they're like, oh, I didn't look any different. I look the same. Oh, I'm just not built for this. Well, okay, rewind. After that show, what did you do?
Yeah.
Did you fuck off your diet for like 3 months and be a dumbass?
Yeah.
Were you training intently? Were you sounding like this motherfucker over here in the gym who's actually dying? Like I've heard you train from the other side of the gym over my headphones because I see what you're pushing. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, how are you picking that up?
But it is obnoxiously loud. I don't know what it is. I have to like.
No, but okay.
Honestly, you're used to TG. Everybody.
Yeah, everyone's loud. Like I'm going there in a couple weeks.
I think like the newer gyms, like it's just kind of taboo. They're like, oh, why are you being loud? Like,
okay, so
if I hear your breath, you're too loud.
But then I'll start to think that people are watching, and then I'll stop doing it. And now my workout's fucked up because I'm worried about what other people are thinking.
Oh, bro, I don't give a shit about anyone.
And if anyone does care, it's like, go to another gym.
You're there for a reason.
And that's not like I care what they think. I just don't want to be annoying, Like even if I know, obviously what I'm doing pays my bills. And I also know how I lift when I don't make that sound. It's way less.
Yeah.
It's whatever it is.
So I agree with you on that, because when I look back at old training videos of me and I'm like screaming, like yelling, not like, but like actually grunting each rep hard and loud, my wife would look at me back then and be like, shut the fuck up. Like it's embarrassing training next to you, but I lifted more and I was more intense with what I was doing. And I actually felt it more. Now that I'm backed off a bit, I'm like, oh, well, fuck. Where's that? Spark's gone for that now.
It's other people have ruined it. That's the problem, is that you have people yelling for attention, and it's hard to
differentiate.
Exactly. This guy actually is just lifting out of my
I think that's why it's better to, like, that's why I really like training with Eric back in San Diego, my old training partner, because like he was very good at just creating this bubble around us. Like he's like, I'm the only one in this gym. We're training together. And like I wouldn't pay attention to anything but him. And if someone came over to talk to us, I've never seen anything like it. Because like I'm so nice. Like someone comes up to talk to me, like I'll just talk to you. I don't fucking. He would literally be like, hey, like no offense, but like we're training right now. Like we'll talk to you after.
I've had to
every
do that.
time. Like he didn't matter if you were his fucking mom, bro. Like he did not allow anyone to train with us. But it was
people we do that to still now. You and I.
But it's crazy because like when you do that and you get used to that, he literally creates like a theoretical bubble. Like a bubble around you, and like you just don't think about anybody else.
It's blocking everything out.
And eventually it gets to the point where people know not to talk to you because people have talked to you and he tells you to fuck
Honestly,
off.
I fucking wish sometimes that you could make it more of a polite way of telling people, hey, I'm in there for a specific reason. And you tell them that in person, like, hey, I'm here for this. I need to do this. But then they fucking just come anyway. And you're like, dude, okay.
I need someone like that in my life because I can't not.
No, because you're nice. And from the business of bodybuilding too, like especially if someone's like never talked to you before, and maybe they just know you on Instagram or something, like
right.
And you're like, I don't want to be mean to this person.
Who is like that though? Like who's like so focused you don't want to go up to them? Keon.
Oh yeah.
When he's training,
he has that. Like
I don't want to go up to him.
Even when he's not training.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm just saying, like he's so focused on what he's doing when he's training.
Yeah. He's very good at like telling you like, hi, I notice you, but I'm training.
Yeah.
Because like he'll always like when I walk by him, he'll always make like an effort to make eye contact with me and do this, like noticeable effort. But like that's all he'll do.
Yeah.
But it's basically like, hi, I see you.
I haven't seen him in
nice
four
to see
weeks,
you, but like I don't want to
since
talk.
the Olympia, and I saw him with you, and he was like, "Bro," I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Because he's
kind of
he's on a break.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck."
It's so funny you said that.
Shit out of me.
I said that to Olivia too, and because she was talking to Amanda at the same time, and she's like, "Oh, I was talking to Amanda." I was like, "Yeah, Keon came to talk to me," because sometimes I have to like be like, "I'll do it with you too." Sometimes because it's the people that I'm friends with. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that I with Dom at Torture, I would literally tell Dom, I'd be like, "Bro, I'm not gonna talk to you because I know that I'm because I want to talk to you. That I'm just gonna like wait till you're done because I have to be the one to be like, I'm gonna let you work out."
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we'll keep talking.
Yeah, we'll just keep talking forever.
And
That's the problem with Dom. I trained legs with him, like I think a couple weeks ago, and we just stopped midway, and we got so sidetracked on like
Dom
some fucking topic.
Dom likes to talk.
No, but it was me that brought it up,
really?
and I'm like, "Fuck, I fucked
But
up."
you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
It's just not muscular. Yeah.
Not muscular.
It's not like it's a conversation.
You're building your brain.
But it is. It's not like you were like, man, that was a dumb conversation.
No,
or that was a
We're
waste.
talking about something about Nolotol, and then we got fucking we got sidetracked.
That makes sense.
I'm making shirts, by the way.
Oh.
Shirts.
Yeah,
For
shirts that are
Nolotil?
Yep. Want to win an Olympia? Nolotol.
Oh my god, bro.
Adam and I are like, yeah, let's do it.
Have you guys seen all this shit with the PMMA? That
Yeah.
doctor coming out and saying that he did a PMMA surgery on Natalia?
Yeah, and in that, it's
I
muscle
did not
discord.
think she would do that. The
It's
PMMA.
muscle discord, right? Because I got the video, but then someone was saying, "Oh, Derek Lunsford also got it done." I'm like,
I don't know about that.
But then when you look at the video, it's his pec, and there is a actual sign of tear, like purpling, and I'm like, I can't say anything else.
PMMA is an interesting one. So I went down a rabbit hole last night.
You know,
I'm
it's
curious.
acrylic plastic, right?
There's an FDA approved version of it. I don't know if you know this. They use it as a filler. So like you would use like normal filler, but it's considered a surgical implant because it lasts like 5 years.
Fuck.
But what it does is it creates space for collagen to actually like
Bind in.
grow and bind to the area. So the idea is for like lips and cheeks and wherever you want to put it to kind of like puff it up. They put small amounts in there and it does it. And I actually looked on YouTube. It's been around for a long time. I watched a surgeon do it in someone's abs, and it's like a million different shots. He's literally doing like all over, and you can literally see the guy's abs just start to pop out like this, and they look fine, like they look normal. Doesn't look weird. Like it just looks like he has really thick abs. And I was like, I think a lot more people use this shit than we think. But when I was listening to the surgeon, he's like, the problem with this stuff is people use way too much and they don't use a surgeon to do it. You cannot do this stuff on your own. You have to get an actual like board certified surgeon to do this for you. And because it sits in little pockets in one area where you inject it and the body doesn't reabsorb it for a long time, you have to do a ton of different micro injections. And typically you want to do like multiple surgeries because you want to do a little bit, see how it looks, especially if you're using it for muscular reasons. But even like when they do it for lips, they do like a little bit, see how it looks. You can always add in more later. So I think there's more people using it than we think, and we just don't realize it.
I wonder if it could become permanent based on how much you've expanded the tissue. And then when you train it and the amount of blood flow and nutrients that you get into that tissue that's expanded, will it grow into that size?
I firmly believe when I used synthol for a long time and I was injecting my arms, it added tissue over time.
Because you got to think about it. The muscle is a sponge. It fills up, and then satellite cells reform and then break down tissue and repair. And then you're expanding. Eventually, the fascia has to give.
Yeah.
So it does. You get body work, et cetera, break down the fascia, bullshit that most physiotherapists will tell you. That's great. Break it down, so then it expands and reforms.
Oh.
But if you're physically forcing it with a volume of oil,
Yeah.
and then you're training it, you're ripping it more on top of that, you think it would hold its size.
And I've never felt my arms more than when I use that stuff. Like there are times like when I go in and I do arms, I'm like, man, I just can't. I've always had this issue. I just can't feel my biceps. But when if I go do set leg extensions, my legs are like I have no problems.
Yeah.
When I do biceps, it just feels like part of my bicep just isn't flexing. It's weird.
It doesn't turn on. Yeah, okay, so
But when I use synthol, my God, like,
yeah.
and I'm not
That's
talking
the whole idea of the BFR.
Yeah, it's the
That's
same.
why
You're
I
just
put that
getting
in.
blood into the area. But and again, same thing with synthol. People overdo it, and all synthol is just MCT oil. You're just putting oil in an area just to inflame it temporarily. And usually, I do the shots once or twice a week. If you do more than that, it's going to get all puffy and weird.
Yeah.
But like, be no different than if you just put your gear in there. I just think the problem is if you put your gear in there, it's less predictable because you don't know if like if you put Trent in there, it might get a little more swollen or whatever is in there. You just because the raw material is in the steroid, it can be you just might get more inflammation.
Dude,
but if it's just oil, you always know how it's going to be. It's the same thing every time.
I put DHB into my left delt on one day, and then DHB in the right delt the other day. The inflammation size and like the way it absorbs is always going to be different.
Because of the steroid.
Yeah, because of the steroid. Like you might have a little bit more of the compound. People think honestly that when you look at a vial, there's 1,000 milligrams of Primo in that 10 mil vial. Did you know that in every single shot you do, it's not actually mixed 100%? You're never getting what you think. When a coach tells you, take 100 milligrams per every other day, right? You're not actually getting 100 milligrams every other day. You'll never fucking know. Yeah. We just use that number
might be plus or minus 10% or whatever. Like it's never like perfect.
When you have a Primo shot that really hurts, you got a bolus dose of it.
Yeah.
Especially now with the whole fentanyl and everything being seized, gear I think is like a way another level now that we're dealing with, where a lot of guys still have their customers, they still don't want people to go somewhere else, so they're just getting stuff, but it's not the same as it used to be when
they're getting whatever they can.
From my memory back in the day, man, if a shot of gear did not hurt, it was not real.
Yeah,
you used castor oil, which would actually sit there for a long time.
Use castor oil as the carrier.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Damn.
But people were using arachi oil, peanut oil, and sesame oil for like carriers, and I'm like, you guys are nuts. Do you know how much inflammation? Like your CRP is going to be through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
in pharmaceutical, like they always use castor oil.
They do.
Yeah, and grapeseed oil and castor oil.
Yeah.
Why? Because it lasts longer in a depot shot.
Interesting.
Bayer used castor oil up until 2000, and I can't remember. One of my friends were talking.
The Bayer Primobolan?
Yeah. Primo Testin that they used to have in like the amps, like the 10-pack amps you get.
I hated those. I've used them before.
They're so easy to snap for me. I just go like this.
Dog shit. Pop. Rip my fucking thumb and then give me a fucking welt on my shoulder.
Yeah. They were the best. For me anyway. Yeah. But they used castor oil up until I think 2014 or 2016. And I was like, fuck, that would have hurt. And those kits are still around.
Right.
Still around today. You can still buy them, but you don't know if they're legitimate or not.
Yeah. No, they're all fake.
Steve has the last batch of Bonivar.
Bonivar?
Yeah. Like
a lot of the
2.5 milligram Anivars, but they're like legitimate old school Anivar that was very potent.
Interesting.
It's like the Quaaludes of our...
The Quaaludes. The Quaaludes. Oh, that's funny.
So you're in health phase, recomp? What are you doing now?
I know, I'm on natty life. I know. This is the longest I've ever been on a TRT. But my weight hasn't gone down at all. If anything, it went up a little bit. My last check-ins with Dom, he was just like, you sent the weight. But he's like, I thought you were going to for sure have added fat. But no, I didn't. So it's just the process, man. And honestly, I think it's... For sure, well, look, one, my life is better. My home life is better. Your personal life is better. You have way less stress, cortisol, appetite, just stuff like that helps out a lot. But also having someone who's really trying to figure out my body, now I think that's helping out a lot. So
how many curveballs is he throwing at you?
Nothing yet because we're still just on TRT. But I'm going to start, what is today, Tuesday? I'm going to start this week. It's time to get on it.
Good.
So, yeah. I'm excited, though, because... I'm excited every year.
Well, you're the case study for me to learn from.
I know.
Dom's like, you're going to be watching everything I do with Sergio in person. I'm like, fuck yes.
That's why I told Regan, I'm glad Regan kind of went with him first because, again, like we were talking about last time, no matter what, when you are, like I was like, I think 278. You can always be a little bit leaner and tighter, but it's around that weight. That's an insane amount of carbs to try and carb somebody up on. If your closest athlete is in the 250s, it's nothing against the person, but unfortunately, the only way to figure that out is by having a guinea pig to do it. So that's why I told Regan I'm glad that he was already with Dom for a couple shows, so you can kind of get that.
Regan's fill out was nuts.
He also has other issues too with filling out, which also doesn't help. But the amount of food.
He's got an allergy.
Right.
So, like, he can't.
And the allergy to tan. Imagine.
Yeah, because the SI in Protan is gluten.
Imagine not knowing that. Every year you're just getting ready for a show. You're killing yourself. You're not going out. You're doing all the drugs. And then as soon as you put the tan on, you lose the show. And you can't figure out what is happening.
But that's why he looks so improved, because Dom noticed, like, okay, there is this problem having with that meal and this. Wonder if it affects across the board, like topically. Does it fuck him up there? It does. Same with me. Like if it's not sourdough bread that Rania has made, and it's not bought from a bakery that has no additives, and I go buy the shitty bread that I have, like, the white bread that you buy that says it's sourdough, but it's got like 50 fucking ingredients in it.
Yeah, puff up.
You do.
Yeah.
Does he get like itchy? Did he notice like something weird?
No, because I think that would be obvious.
No,
if you
can see it in his face where he just gets like a reaction.
Interesting.
It's like an inflammation reaction. Because when I saw him at the hotel room, his face was sunken in like crazy. And I'm like, holy shit. Then the minute the tan touches him, straight away. But that's why I think he did all the base tans himself.
Yeah.
I think Brittany did all the base tans.
Yeah, so they used the right kinds. Yeah. It's funny because I went back and forth. Do you usually use the show tanner, or do you do your own tan?
So I, like all of us, we used Pro-Tan our whole life because they're just the main sponsor of every show. So it's almost like...
Look at Sunrise is making it out there too.
But it just happened to be one time, it's probably 7 years ago now, there was no Pro-Tan. I was even sponsored by Pro-Tan. All the show had was Liquid Sunrays. And I was like, all right, let's do it. I never went back. That was the best tan I've ever used for sure. Not only are what are they called? Tan masters? Tan masters. Yeah, not only are they they're just on another level too, because a lot of the Pro-Tan, look, like Carla and Pro-Tan, there's a few people that are they're amazing human beings, and they probably actually saved me a lot being backstage, nervous, losing my shit. But for the most of them, it's just a bunch of people who want a job that's not really passionate about it, and they also have no clue about what we're going through. So you're already in there naked with a sock on, so it's already just kind of, it's a lot, but people being able to be super calm, it actually helps me out a lot. And usually what I do is I put my tan on last minute possible, which usually is...
You train and stuff.
Yeah, because I keep training up to the show. I already learned that I cannot do the feet up for 3 days.
And not do anything.
My body just goes to a skinny person for sure. So
you lose your size, like your fill out.
Yeah. Well, the problem is then trying to now get it back up takes 24 hours. Yeah. And so no way by the morning of pumping up am I going to make it. So I learned after so many shows, I look amazing the night of the show, and it's already over. But so I usually tan late, and they'll come and they'll tan me late, which is really great. But the actual product itself, I think, is very different. It's almost got like a little bit of glitter in it too. Yeah. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, and I like it. So I'll
This is the Tan Masters?
No.
Or the new Pro-Tan?
Liquid Sun Rays.
Yeah, Liquid Sun Rays.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the Tan Masters. They did Ranya's tans for all of her shows, and I was like, this looks, hands down, clean.
I think one of the
ladies take it
problems
very
too-
far. Like they're like, no, stop. You're going to sweat here, so we need to pat you dry here, so you don't do this. They know what they're looking at.
I think one of the problems too with the people that do the tans, especially for the amateur shows, they are so light on the goddamn glaze. Like, especially if you're shredded, you absorb that glaze so heavily, like so easily.
Yeah,
I remember
body's-
talking to Flex about this because he's like, I'd glaze and it'd just be gone in 10 minutes.
Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even actually do glaze till I got my foot on the stairs. So that's something,
Yeah, you need to do it. Yeah, because I was trying to do it very last second. And that's also what they need to know too. When they're putting glaze on you and stuff, like you are at your most stressed point. Like you're like, glaze me, I need to go on stage in 10 minutes. Like you're freaking out and you're looking like, all right, everywhere's good, everywhere's good. Like I've learned to bring my own fucking glaze. Like they never seem to do it right. Like I don't know. They just leave me dry and then I go on stage and I'm like, dude.
Well, it's because they want you to fucking line up half hour early.
Right, because they're trying to get their job done rather than do it in the right way, in the right time when you want to do it.
Whoever is getting mad at the backstage people is the problem, because somewhere along the way, backstage people have been getting in trouble, and that's why now when they're like, it's number 6, number 7, where's number 7? Like,
freak out.
Yeah, they've turned
But
it
they line
into
you up 30 minutes early,
and
and
then
I'm
you
like,
just
brother,
stand there,
like,
right?
what the hell?
Exactly. So they must hate me backstage because now I'm just like, I'm right here, and I'm gonna keep pumping
I'm gonna
up.
keep doing
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
keep
doing.
doing my, because once you put glaze on and it dries up, and you put another glaze, it dries up, and then you're putting another one
layer
on.
on top of
That's
layer.
bullshit
Starts
if
to
you
look
think
like
it's
shit.
if it's not changing
And
your
when you're
physique.
posing and you're moving around, you're moving it and you're
Yes.
wiping it off. I notice it a lot because I'll do a front lat spread. I try not to do it once I'm online. I'll wipe off the glaze on my fucking obliques all the time. I'm like, fuck.
We had the Masters like a couple of weeks ago, and George was getting glazed.
Yeah.
But we glazed him away from like the normal glaze. Pedro's like, no, I don't like the way they do it. They don't put it on the hamstrings. They don't put it on the glutes. They just put it on. They go like this,
And they like
off you go.
They just like spray it. I'm like, get your fucking gloves and like wipe that shit on.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Some people don't like being touched, and there was an issue at a show where one guy was like, "Don't touch me."
Are you serious?
Yeah. He's like, "Don't touch me."
It's always
Just spray
one
it on.
person to ruin it for
Fuck it up.
everybody. That's exactly what
That's
it
why
is.
you literally go on Amazon, you buy a giant thing of glaze, and you have your girl buy the gloves,
Mats,
and
yeah.
you just wipe that shit
Bro,
on.
you just use normal nitrile gloves, and you just wipe that shit on.
Yep. You
And
have
where
to,
you
otherwise
need,
it's
and
not.
then once you wipe it on, you pat it.
Yep,
So
because
it
it'll
evens
all
out.
blend in with the tan. It looks perfect. Yeah.
Like I still do that for Rania. Like when we do photo shoots, I'll no shit of word of a lie. We get the spray, which is coconut spray, and I just smother her in it.
The sprays are usually way better, right? The problem is it's good for photo shoots, but on stage it's not the same.
The glaze doesn't look the same. But I've got fractionated coconut oil that I use for when I do body work, and I've noticed when I put it on her, it soaks into the skin, but you get detail. I'm like, what the fuck? Just last
See,
night.
we're learning secrets now.
I was massaging her shoulders out because she's got knots in her front delts. I started scraping, and I'm noticing as I'm putting this oil on and pushing it through the tissue, it's absorbing, but it's making it look rounder and fuller. And I'm like,
Interesting.
I learned about the glaze now and the sperm braces.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, I know,
this
wow.
show's amazing, guys. This is the best podcast.
all sorts of shit.
Dude, you know what the best glaze was back in the day? The Pam cooking spray.
Yeah.
That's what I did for
Everybody.
my first.
But now
literally
that's-
my coach, because I put on my own tan for my first show when I was 16. My dad put it on for me. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and I get backstage. I don't know anything about putting on glaze. And my coach back then was like, "All right, we're gonna glaze you." I was like, "What the fuck's that?" He's like, "We're gonna put Pam cooking spray on you." I was like, "Why would you do that?" And he's like, "So you look shiny on stage." I'm like, "Is that good?" He's like, "Yeah, look, everyone else is doing it."
Do you
I was
notice-
like, they're using like something else, but sure. Dude, he made me so goddamn shiny. I saw the pictures like I'm fucking shiny as
trophy.
shit. Literally,
It's
bro.
that marble trophy you win.
Like
It's like,
the Indian bodybuilders.
Yeah, but literally, like sometimes I'm like, fuck, that look better than fucking. Sometimes when I'm an adult because they don't glaze me enough.
some of these like Indian guys take it extreme where they use gold tan.
The gold tan,
It's the dream tan.
It's the dream
Yeah,
tan.
yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, God damn! Like this guy is a walking like statue
Yeah.
of gold.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like those,
so funny.
those tans, like it's all the European tans.
You know
and,
what-
and yeah, the Indian guys, Chinese, like
You know
they
why
all,
the
like,
Pam doesn't look the same from like when you sprayed on back then to now? The ingredients changed. I have
Really?
an old school coach that I was working with back in the day, and he had both cans. He had the really old school cans because he stopped coaching, and he kept them as mementos of like who he tanned, and he would write on the can, "This is who I tanned." Then he bought a new one. And he looked at the ingredients; they're completely different.
Yeah.
He goes, "That's why it looks different." So now no one uses it.
The smell still gives me PTSD though if I cook with it.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Some people are using that "it's not butter" like squirt spray on them. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck? I saw that at a show the other week, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Might as well put barbecue
people
sauce.
Using, here's interesting stuff. You know what I've seen that's I think works, but like I've never seen it up until like the last couple of years. People use chips to fill out for a show, like potato chips.
Yeah,
a lot of people do that, and I was like,
salt, fat.
That's pretty smart. What?
No, I'll never
Salt,
forget
vinegar,
when I did. It was like a junior nationals. It was like a stat junior national. It was like Juan Morel, De La Rosa, like so many famous people before they were famous, and it's like one of my first shows, and because this is how I've always been, and I still am to a certain point. I feel like if I work harder or suffer more, right, I'm going to do better. The more you get smart, you realize actually
you're like, that's stupid.
What an idiot! And I'm backstage eating asparagus, brown rice. Like, what am I doing?
And you're looking at the guys, and they're eating like fucking just garbage.
Juan's eating fucking cookies, bro.
I'll never forget the guy who won. He's walking around eating Pringles and drinking tequila. And I remember telling my girl, like,
that guy's gonna lose. Like,
exactly. And I even said to her, like, why couldn't you have just waited 2 more hours before you want to have chips? Like, you made it this far.
Yeah, you think he's doing that just because he's like breaking?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, no, he's literally doing that because he knows it's working.
And then he won the whole fucking show.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. I had a guy eating like literally half a pound of bacon, like cooked bacon, and drinking vodka out of the bottle.
I'm excited.
3 weeks ago, and he's like, "Bro, this is a lot of salt." I'm like, fucking eat it. And he's sipping on this bottle, like little 500 ml bottle of vodka. So you sure you want me to drink this before I go on stage? Man, you just keep pounding, bro. It's all good.
Dude, Shane Hughley is fucking the crazy. Like he literally tells them to get salt. He measures them by packets. He's like, go to a restaurant and ask them for salt packets, or go to the grocery store. He's like, I'll measure your salt by packets, and he just has you fucking eat salt and put honey in your mouth.
Okay, so honey works, but you know what works better? Manuka honey.
I know.
With the MGMO and all that stuff. I watched George eat a jar of fucking Manuka honey before he went on stage, and the change in his like physique in 15 minutes was like, holy fuck. Like, I jumped. He walked out, we glazed him, he walked back out, he ate a jar, he came back, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Ate a jar.
$250 fucking honey.
And someone like him, his age and his body, it's more impressive to see that much of a change than like someone younger doing it. But there is something to tell though.
Antioxidants in honey is fucking really good. Like in the Manuka honey, like it helps massively.
The hardest part is that the only way to figure it out is the day of the show.
Yep.
How do you put yourself through that same kind of regiment? Like it's like rigorous, and your body is just under so much stress. So even practicing it out before, it's not going to work. The only way to do it is the day of the show.
As a coach, right, like for me, testing theories can only be done in peak week. Yeah. And you can't do that. And you feel bad because you're like, I don't want to test this because what happens if it fucks it? I did it with Kimberly. We did some things. I'm like, hey, I need to test this if it's going to work. Please just trust me. I noticed Saturday's show day, so we mocked it the week before. Thursday, Friday, I filled her up. I need to pull it back further. So then I pulled it back. Maybe on Wednesday I started feeding a little bit. Tuesday I fed a little bit. Wednesday I fed a little bit more. Thursday I loaded her. Friday I'm loaded her again. I'm like, nah, I still don't like it. We need more food. Gave her a burger with nothing in it and fries before bed. Gave her a little bit of stuff. She woke up next day. She was like, holy fuck, bro, I'm full. I could just wait. It's going to get better. When you start pumping up, that's where things change. She pumped up, shot of vodka.
Good.
Wow. Like each person has a different way of doing things.
I've never done the alcohol thing. I've always wanted to try that.
You have to try it because you got to understand, one, it helps with nerves because it calms you down. And two, vodka is like a diuretic. Like all alcohol is like a diuretic. Depends on your taste. I like tequila. I like tequila. Yeah. I always do a celebratory shot with the athlete the night before. And I like, we'll call them and I'll make them have a fucking shit. And
that's funny.
That's funny.
We should do our own show. I think I'm still waiting. There's a few now.
You got a couple $100,000.
We need some investors.
Yeah.
But like you'll see, like look at what Fawada's doing. It's finally people who did everything we're talking about.
Really
this is fucked up. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like that.
And I bet you he makes a ton of money off of that show.
And I know now every year.
I know he doesn't do it for the money.
Yeah.
No.
But it just comes. That's the thing. If you do something right, especially if you're fixing a problem in an industry, the money will come.
That's why
you just have to do it.
That's why Jared and RP got involved with that show because we want to see it
with
the
the
way
Detroit show.
Yeah, no, the Steve Carr show.
Carr.
We want to see it done like this.
They did a very good job with the Steve Carr.
And it's weird too because Steve Carr used to compete. Yeah.
And Austin as well.
I mean Austin, yeah, too. But it's the same thing with Legion. Chris Minnis, that's what he used to do. He used to compete, and then he used to work with other promoters. He's the one that used to put the Ferrigno show on.
Oh, I know that show.
And exactly, that went to shit because of them, that he just did his own thing, and now that's one of the best shows ran. But the only shows that are the best are ran by ex-bodybuilders. And that should be some kind of criteria where you can't do a show unless you've at least done one show. Because you just have no idea that...
Or you have a good track record of shows, and you have experience in the show.
Right.
Not just one. But I think it should be experience of like career run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I don't know if Freddie competed. I think he did some men's physique, but the Texas show is another one too that's put on almost by someone who knows what the hell we go through, rather than just like buy the venue, sell the tickets, market it, and whatever else happens, we'll fill the spots.
I really liked the Tampa show that Rania did. That was the first pro show that I've had an athlete do. Like Rania's my first professional bodybuilder that I've created with her, like collaborated to get there. When I saw the way they handled the show, they gave the women's bodybuilders their own room and the other competitors.
But that's a Tim Gardner show.
Yeah.
No, Tim Gardner's...
He made it special for them. He made them walk down this beautiful staircase around their own entrance, their own area to pump up, and he made it very comfortable. And then they went on stage. They came off. Same thing for later on. And I was like, wow. Like, he cares.
No, yeah, but he's one of the most leading for women, though, isn't he? Wings of Strength, I think that's him.
I think he does that as well now.
But Tim used to compete back in the day. Tim was judged me right in my first show. Yeah. When I did middleweight at 176, he was the judge. But he was just a regular judge, and now he's Olympia judge. Also, too, a lot of these guys have to work their way up.
I really think it's strange in general when there's someone that's very involved in bodybuilding and doesn't look like they've ever built a decent physique, like they've never really been into it.
They don't have to be a bodybuilder, but you just had to have at least done something a part of the show.
Yeah. Well, like just been in it. I don't know. I think you have to understand it. I really do in some way, whether you were just very involved or you lived it. I don't know. I think there are too many people that see it as a business opportunity, and that's
100% what it is. Which is cool that now bodybuilding's turned into that because you used to not make any money from it.
No. Now people are like fighting tooth and nail for shit because there is money.
Exactly. But you can still tell, and this was bring us full circle, the people backstage have never done a show because they would never be yelling at people the way that they do. They get so crazy that it just doesn't make any sense. Almost like, so if I'm standing right here, but if I stand over here, now you're relaxed because I'm in line. There's just so much going on. But I think also what's ruining too is the pro-ams.
Yeah.
The AMs are destroying the pro. That's why we don't have weights anymore. And bro, I have to, I don't know if I should be telling this, but I sneak weights in every show. And it's like a big no-no now.
It blows my mind that people can't do that.
This is what pisses me off. You're a pro show, you're a professional bodybuilder, you need dumbbells.
But you know why? It's because some amateur hit somebody or dropped it on someone else. So separate it where the amateurs cannot use it.
But they have insurance for this shit anyway. That's why they pay insurance for the show. So...
And the Olympia, you have a full gym.
Yeah,
like they have a gym backstage.
The Arnold, you have a full gym. The Olympia, you have a full gym. Yeah.
You need to be able to pump up. Like, the stupid bands are not enough for a 300-pound bodybuilder to pump up.
Not even that. Like, just a normal bodybuilder in general.
Yeah.
You can't... I had Kimberly pumping up with bands on the weekend, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, sometimes I'm looking at them, I'm like, I don't even know how to... I haven't used bands and fucking... I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck... How do I even do this?
The only thing he's close to is his sex dungeon that he has. Spin-ups.
I remember people they have to do the prison workout and do like the towel and shit.
But I mean, it is crazy that there's nothing. But again, who made that rule? And so it's always somebody ruining it for the rest of us. So I sneak weights in. It's always like my bag. It's like super heavy. The wheel's breaking. But
You're going to get one of those new Wolfpack bags. You seen that?
Ooh, see? That was clever. Yeah. Wolfpack, here we go. But that's for sure how I have to pick shows, though, because that's a big difference it is. For me.
It's your look.
I saw a video where Palumbo, was like a long time ago, he's like, if you can't pump up on bands, you're not in shape. And because I was like, I just went pro, I started thinking, that's the problem with these shows, too. When you say things like that, there's going to be people that are like, damn, what's wrong with me? You know, and I thought there was something wrong with me because Palumbo said it.
I think that's the dumbest thing he could ever say,
especially
honestly.
when he pumped up on weights when he did shows.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're a 300-pound bodybuilder, and then you whittle down to, let's say, like you said, 270, whatever it is, and you're training with, on a bar, like 180 kilos, whatever it is, and you're incline pressing, let's say 160,
that's
180.
How you pump.
How the fuck else are you going to pump up with a fucking 5-pound resistance band? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just because your muscle's so saturated with carbohydrates don't mean shit.
If everybody was the same, it would have been fixed already. The problem is that like when I did that Legion show, where it was me, Regan, and Clarita beat us, this guy stayed in his sweats until they're like, all right, open, start pumping up. He just sat in his sweats. And I remember even thinking too, like, what is he doing? Yeah. They had us line up. This guy took his sweats off, just got in line. He didn't pump up. I've never seen that before. This dude psyched me out before
I've seen people
before
do
we
that.
even went against each other. He didn't do anything.
When I did that show with Boston, he told me not to pump up.
Clarita?
He literally was like, don't barely pump up. He's like, I don't want you to do anything. He's like, don't touch your legs, don't touch your triceps. They're gonna be. He's like, you're gonna lose detail. He's like, maybe like do a couple curls. And I was like, really? What the fuck?
That's not for everyone. That's not. That
no,
it's not.
But Sean looks like that all the time.
Right. I mean, he is the exception.
But I think he loses detail.
When I watched that Chicago show I was talking when I got second, the guy who won, his name was Michael Lockett. People don't even know who he is.
Yeah, I know Michael Lockett. Holy shit.
He's another
that
one.
Guy was a freak. He denied his pro card the first time he got it, I remember.
Crazy.
Yeah. Another guy just did that too. He did back-to-back shows. They won a show, an NPC amateur show. He denied it because he was like, I'm not happy with the package I presented to get my pro card.
Oh, my God.
He wasn't. Like, he was like, I didn't like it. And they interviewed him. He's like, I'm sorry, but I just can't accept it. Moved on to another show. Destroyed. And like, I mean, he looked night and day difference. And he goes, I'm happy, I'll accept it today.
Wow.
But he robbed someone else from getting it that day and that other show.
Right.
And people are like, oh, he's robbing the people, like getting their pro card. No, he wasn't happy. You have the right to say, no, I don't want it. I don't think I actually deserve it. I'm not ready to do that. I fucked everything up this show. And because everyone else sucked and I won, that's literally what happened.
It's tough. If it was back in the day, yes. Today, just take it because they're throwing those pro cards out.
But Lockett was one of those guys. He had a crazy muscle. Like, it didn't look real.
It was. But that's what I was going to say is that we're all pumping up backstage for the Chicago. He's sitting with his feet up, crossed. He has a whole pizza just open.
Who's this?
Michael Lockett.
Oh, fuck.
I don't think he used to diet. I think he said he used not.
He's got that. Man, what's that thing? You probably know what it is.
Myostatin?
Yeah.
He has a myostatin deficiency.
For sure. It was insane.
His muscle doesn't look real. Like, he has a strange look to his body where you're like, what the fuck? He still looks like that. He's downsized like crazy. He doesn't compete.
He's just in his scrubs at the hospital. Just shredded.
He's a freak.
But yeah, that psyched me out because if I eat cheese...
No, you're gonna
2
blow.
weeks before the show, I'm done.
You're fucked.
How is he eating it? It's like an hour before we're going to go on stage. I didn't even understand where it's going. But yeah, he didn't pump up.
Yeah. But then again, like, that dude relied on his genetics heavily.
So, right,
like,
there
that's
are
why
these
he got,
crazy...
like, that's why he just fizzled out. I mean, you're way better than he will ever be. Or ever was.
Right, yeah. I got my revenge later on.
Yeah.
But still, that was
Yeah, that was early in your career, huh?
But that was a super bad loss because I was actually going through major depression for that Chicago show. I didn't want to do it. I just got divorced from fucking Australians, fucking us up, making us want to not be around anymore.
I remember that.
And and it's so crazy because the only reason I even did that show, again, this is one of those things where if you've heard me talk about it, I'm sorry, but for people who haven't, I found out that my wife was having an affair with this other guy, and they ran off together. The only reason I found out is because his wife messaged me on Facebook and was like, hey, I hate to tell you, but my husband and your wife have ran off together, and that's what it was. So it was nuts. And so I was done. I'm done with shows. I'm just going to take the year off. And this girl's pregnant also. She's pregnant, and this dude ran off. And I don't know what it was, but I think us talking to each other, I kind of like helped her through her pregnancy by herself, and she got me to get back on stage. So I did that Chicago show while I was already like not wanting to be alive. Like, it was a lot. Yeah. And so when I got second, it was really bad. It was second.
you were expecting that like. Man, you go for those like Hail Mary fucking like my life's in the shit and I'm gonna make the story and you're like, just every time it's like right there, you're like, damn it.
I know, right?
You're gonna have the storybook ending at some point, I promise.
I have to, right? As long as I stay healthy and I keep going.
Yeah, if you stay healthy and everyone else doesn't,
you say you're happy right now. We got to make something crazy happen so you're really sad before the show. We'll just do it like 3 weeks out so you're not sad for too long.
We'll just give him a
and then kill my dog.
and then he'll win the show.
But it's true. But yeah, so I do that show. Tragili does this whole video about how I'm putting synthol on my glute. Because I put Winstrol. And
oh no! The way everybody learns the Winstrol,
everyone learns the Winstrol.
Fuck
it was so bad. That fucking milk never went away. I still have a little bit, and so on top of it, I'm already just like so upset. Now this guy's fucking coming down on me, and then
Nick Trigili comes down on everyone, but
no, he doesn't come down on people who suck. That's what I always feel good because he doesn't jump on people who are
He only goes on people that
you have to be doing something, right? Exactly. So, but it was the first time also for my clothing company I did a booth because I was like, I'm gonna go back home to my hometown, Chicago. I'm gonna do a booth for my clothing line. So after I lost, I couldn't just leave. I had to go back to the booth because we had that. So I'll never forget. I sit down at the booth. And you know how people are always like, what do you bench? What do you weigh? I feel so bad because I have my head down. I'm sitting at the booth. This guy comes up and he's like, what do you weigh? And I remember being like, man, I don't fucking know. And then I looked up and I saw it was actually, long story short, when I used to be a personal trainer at LA Fitness, there was this meth head who used to go there and I got him into bodybuilding. And now he's like cleaned up his whole life. He's like doing shows. He's prepping people. Cool. So when I saw him, I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's up? And he's like, you want to jump? And I completely forgot. When I used to train him, I used to tell him one of my biggest things I want to do is skydive. But the weight limit is 250. I weighed 250 when I got my pro card. Yeah. So that means for the rest of my life, I'm never going to be able to, until I retire. And I used to tell him, it's just something I'll do when I'm retired. So that's when he was like, what do you weigh? And that's when he's like, you want to jump? And yeah, I think I had to have been 20 pounds over the weight limit. But now, over this time that I've now moved to California, he's opened up his own skydiving place.
Oh, fuck, don't get him in trouble.
Well, it's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
I also calling him meth head is probably not a situation. And because I was so fucked up, I was like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I was just not in the right headspace, but I was in the right headspace to not give a fuck about jumping out of a plane. And so the next day, me and my best friends, we jumped out of a plane. And it was the best thing that I've ever done in my entire life. And if I had my life together and I have to worry about, well, this can get messed up and that would get messed up.
Yeah, you think about it.
I would have told him no way. There's no way I'm going to risk it. Yeah. But because I was so in the dumps, I actually had the best experience I ever had in my life. I don't know if you guys have ever jumped before.
No.
Yes.
It is. Because you know your body has all these drugs that it can release on its own. Runner's high.
Dopamine, endorphins.
Yeah, there's so many things that it can do naturally, and I really love those. Like even that's why shrooms is actually my favorite drug. I'm also colorblind. I can see color on shrooms. It's incredible.
Wow.
But shrooms is really just your body releasing its own thing. It thinks it's a poison. Mm-hmm. So the other one is being in a certain amount of free fall for a certain amount of seconds, your body also releases. That's why bungee jumping doesn't do it, only skydiving. And so I always wanted to do that. I'm so glad I did it. I recommend it for every single person. But it's so crazy. I landed. And I called that girl, Sharni, you know, just because she was like my best friend at the point. And I'm like, oh my God, I jumped out of the plane, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't know much about bodybuilding, you know. She's starting to learn. She's like, isn't there one more show to qualify for the Olympia? And I'm like, yeah, but I was like, I don't want to do it. I already told Cito I'm done for the year after that loss. And then I was talking to her, and she's like, you should just do it. Yeah. And I did Tampa, and I went to the Olympia. That's the first time I went to the Olympia.
Yeah,
I remember.
I only because I passed it up when I won New York. I've qualified more than once, but that was the first time I went. But it was when I was, but then again, I'm thinking now I'm going to get prep for the Olympia while I'm also still in low-key depression. Yeah. It was really bad. So the day of the Olympia, I couldn't eat. Like I couldn't eat anything. And poor Cito's just trying. He's just telling me, bro, eat whatever you want. Yeah. Whatever you can. I just had no appetite. You know how you're really fucked up? Is when you can't think of something that starts your appetite. Yeah. Because that's how I do things now. Sometimes if I have no appetite, I'll try and figure out, am I really not hungry?
Or does the food not taste good?
Exactly. Yeah. Because if you're like, oh, fucking something, cheeseburger, and now you get a little bit of appetite, no, you are hungry. You're just not hungry for that food. Yeah. So you just suck it up and eat that chicken and rice. Yeah. I couldn't think of anything. Damn. So that whole year was so nuts. Yeah. But it was a Chicago pro watching this guy eating the pizza, kicking my ass, skydiving.
So much fucking happening.
Went into Tampa and then went to the Olympia.
Skydiving, if you do it like just normal, level-headed, and you're not in the position that you're in just then, is fucking scary as shit. My buddy Brad's like, hey, do you want to go skydiving? I'm like, yeah, I've never been. I got up on that plane.
Yeah, me too.
I got up on that plane and I'm like, lost for words. And he just goes, get out.
Just throws you.
And I've got the instructor on my back, and he's like, just pushes the instructor. I didn't know that they were friends. I'm like, what the fuck? And by the time I land on the floor, I'm just like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like it blank.
Yeah. You just black out because you're so terrified.
Yeah, the
so
only reason I
terrifying.
even jumped, because I'm way over the weight, the guy that they had me jump with was so tiny that our accumulated weight was only just a little bit over. But what he looked like, I just posted it actually, it's so funny, a couple weeks ago. It popped up on my Facebook, so I reposted it. It's from years ago. But if you look at him, he looks like, you know those kids that need leashes?
Oh, yeah,
and they have like the little animal on the back?
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
So he was your parrot.
His legs didn't touch if I stood up.
Fucking
He
hilarious.
was just attached to me.
That's funny.
But I remember when I jumped, I remember thinking too, like, what would stop this? Like, if the parachute was going to go down and take both of us down, I would just release me if I was him. Like, bro, you're on your own. Fuck you. I'm not going to die with you.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking that the whole time, like, bro, please don't bail on me.
That's funny.
And just drop me. But yeah, that was.
I'll have to try it someday.
No,
That sounds
you
interesting.
have to.
I think they've got it here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I want to do is
Air Force Base.
over Dubai. I said I'll never do it again because I felt like I got away with murder. It was like because I'm well over.
Yeah.
Now there's no way. But the one over Dubai, like the next thing I want to do is do it over seeing something.
Yeah.
It was over
That'd be
Wisconsin.
cool.
It was over Wisconsin. I didn't see shit.
Yeah. You're just nothing.
Yeah, no.
Dubai would be cool. But can you go back?
No, I have no criminal or anything like that.
Good.
Yeah.
So you can go back, you're good there.
And I want to go back. And I know my wife wants to go back too because I mean, it wasn't bad for her.
Yeah.
Dubai, it's the best for women.
Yeah.
We don't.
It's just like here.
We think in America the Middle East is all Middle East. Dubai is completely different. The women have the most rights. That's why all these Instagram girls are there.
Yeah.
So she had a great time there. She loved it. And then I'm like, fuck this place. I want to get out of here. So I know she wants to go back. So I want to go back. And you haven't gone. We should go.
Yeah. I haven't been out of the country since I've been an adult. Huh.
So when's the last time you went out of the country? And where?
God, Greece. I was really young, maybe like 10. 9.
So
that's where my dad was born and raised.
Bro, you got to get out of the country. You got to grab Renee after this season.
We're trying to go to
grab
Portugal
her
next
and
year.
go.
Yeah.
She hasn't gone either?
I don't know.
No.
Renee hasn't left.
She hasn't left in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
She used to go to Portugal every summer.
Where do you want to go?
Portugal.
Yeah.
Her family's out there.
Yeah, and then Portugal, just do majority of Europe.
And then go train with Dorian in Spain. It's right there on the border.
Yeah, you just fucking drive over.
Yeah, you can just drive over. Yeah,
That'd be pretty crazy.
When I was there, he told me not to leave. He told me just to drive over.
Yeah.
But I was just scared to get
Scared of doing that, yeah.
Especially after leaving Dubai, I was already on a like I'm not breaking.
Yeah, you're gonna have an international watch list after a certain point.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. We're just about out of time, but yeah, this was good, man. God, I mean, we might have to make this a regular thing.
Just shooting the shit.
Fucking, yeah.
And then maybe we can add in some questions that we can answer from like comments or.
Yeah, he needs to do it. He forgot to do it. I told him yesterday. He needs to do it on his Instagram.
No, you
where
gotta tell his wife to make him to do it.
Yeah, his wife.
No, he even told me at the gym, and then when I got home and I saw that thing about I have to move out, I was like,
yeah, you're like,
I completely forgot what I was supposed to do.
Oh, that's right. Tell everyone what happened there.
Come home last night, it was like, you're evicted. What, they're like putting a piece of paper on the door, too.
Well,
don't even tell you.
Hang on. It was not his fault why he's getting evicted.
No, he paid his
before
rent.
some dickhead takes it out of like context.
Sergio's not paying his
Yeah, see?
he can't
Sergio's
afford
broke.
it.
He's not paying his rent.
But that's what it looks like when you're reading it.
Yeah, 'cause
but
you're like, what?
It says a no fault or no cause eviction.
Yeah.
And I even had to ask Mike from Cold. I sent it to him a screenshot. I was like, what the hell does this mean? Because I was like, we don't cause any problems. But I found out, because first it was like, oh, we have an emergency, we have to sell. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that sucks either way. But they're getting divorced. That's what it is. They're getting divorced and they got to fucking...
They got to split up the assets.
They'll take whatever they can get because there's no way they're going to sell that place that quick here in Vegas.
No, it's going to take a while.
It's
going to take
time.
6 months.
No one's buying. Everyone's just renting.
Renting, right.
Yeah.
Like, and you'd be crazy not to just rent. Me and Don were just
buying's
talking
pretty
about it as
insane
well.
right now.
Don's like, you know how much money you have to spend on a house if you own it here?
Yeah, yours guys has worked out because you bought yours, right?
No.
Yeah,
you're
right.
not?
Dude, we were going to buy... When I got the pre-approval, it was like $4,500 a month for what I was looking for, like a $500,000 house, taxes, insurance, everything. And I was like, well, I'm literally looking online. I'm like, I can literally rent the same house for $2,700.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, why would I pay $2,000 more just to own
Everybody
it?
should be
Doesn't
waiting
make
to see what
sense.
this country's going to do, too, where it levels out. Because
And the thing is, too, like...
If it levels out,
if I didn't have a business and stuff, then, yeah, that might have been the better way to go. But, like, I get a better ROI on other things. It just doesn't make sense for me, you know? So I'm like, I'll just rent it.
The places I've looked at, there's an insane amount of places now where you can just get a pool. I was paying $5,000 in San Diego.
That's retarded. Like
$5.
You know what you get for $5,000 out here? I'm
right. Yeah.
Like
I'm paying 27 for what I've got. 5-bedroom house, beautiful.
That's what we
No,
pay.
I'm paying 24. I have a pool. It's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, it's expensive for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment because it's like, wow, it's like $2,000, but it's not that much more expensive just to get like
$500
a 3 or 4
top.
bed house. Like it's interesting in Vegas. Like
Same with Trevor's house. Trevor's house has got that big ass pool in the
that
back.
like median where you have like a nice place is not that bad.
And the pool maintenance, everything is included in what you pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll YouTube my move.
Yeah.
Bodybuilder moving.
No, I'll come capture it.
I'll
Just
YouTube
like,
my
this
move.
is his box of collections.
And as a bodybuilder, we don't move anything. So here's the
I
movers.
was just going to say, exactly. Real friends don't ask their friends to help them move.
they don't.
And real bodybuilders definitely do not pick up shit.
Absolutely not.
It's so true.
Bar bicep.
The most injured bodybuilders are from either photo shoots or household stuff.
Yep. Always. I remember talking to, do you know John Ward?
Of course, yeah.
John Ward. John Ward.
He's
I
the best
remember
bodybuilder in San Diego.
when I was a kid, I was talking about moving. He's like, "Did you hire movers?" I was like, "No," because I was super young. He's like, "Bro, hire movers." He's like, "One of my friends just tore his bicep like moving a microwave." I'm like, "Whoa!" Ever since then, I was like, "I'm never doing anything."
Oh my god,
Bro, I moved our entire life from Vegas, like Ranya's apartment from Vegas on my own with her, to San Diego, and then everything we got from San Diego back to Vegas.
You're crazy.
And I did it in a space of 5 hours.
Oh, you live in San Diego for a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Lived there for like 6
That's
months.
where Ranya's from.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I know, because I feel so bad when I first saw her, not to drag this on any longer. When I first saw her here, I was staring because I'm like, I know she is. But I think she was looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy staring at?
She knows you and she goes, I'm trying to think if he knows who I am from like San Diego.
Yeah. I used to think she didn't like me actually at first.
Rania doesn't hate anyone.
No, I just think before people meet me, other people might give other people an idea. Because sometimes like...
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because sometimes like there's certain people, I'll be like, you're a fucking idiot. And then it's like people will be like, oh, he was mean to me. But like really, am I the only person telling you the truth in your life?
I call him a dickhead all the time.
But those are the best
I text him saying, you're being a fucking pussy. Shut up.
But I learned people don't want real friends, though. That's what I learned.
Okay, so like if you want a real friend, they need to be able to have that conversation with you by saying, hey, you're being a pussy now. You're just making, like with the diet stuff, I'm like, hey, you need to do this. Like you can't just keep fucking bitching about it. You just have to do it.
We have a mutual friend that I told him, you need to start thinking about a plan B with this bodybuilding thing because your health is shit.
We are a mutual friend of ours?
Yeah, we have a mutual friend. And you're killing yourself for second call out, third call outs. You just need to have a plan B. Like, you can keep doing this. We don't talk anymore. And that set him off. And a lot of times people just aren't surrounded by people telling them the actual truth, that you're the bad guy now and you don't believe in them or you're hating on them or you don't want them to do good. When really, actually, I love you so much that I would rather you be mad at me.
Tell you that.
Yeah, I'd rather you be mad at me. And I know no matter what, even if you're mad at me, you're going to think,
he had my back on that.
Maybe he was right.
We'll talk about this
off
air.
Next episode.
Next episode. All right,
Later, guys.
See you later.
Thanks for watching.